Alright guys, and welcome to HTML introductory video. Now in this class we'll be trying to learn the HTML definitions, the text editor that we use for HTML writing codes, and the web pages, right? Now what does HTML stands for? Basically HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, right? And if you just talk about more HTML, it's a kind of a simple text file, right? Which contains some HTML tags, a few HTML tags, and we will cover what tags are and what it does, right? And when we basically when we start HTML, we need a text editor which contains our text, right? Which contains our HTML codes, and then we need a browser which could read the HTML tags and then give us an output. Okay, so do you really want to see what's going on and how we can do them? So let's get started, how we can practically things work. Okay, are you ready for that? Then let's get started. Okay, here in my browser, if I just go to URL bar and then if I just write Sublime, and there are a lot of text editor, for example Atom text editor, and then we have brackets, and if you want to be more professional you can use some PHP Storm or WebStorm, which are paid. And there are a lot of free IDEs. Basically this is kind of IDE, integrated development environment. So either which one you can use. Basically you want to use Atom, or I'll prefer to use Sublime because it's quite lightweight and easy to use, and we'll try to use we'll use the Sublime text in our projects, in this course, right? And you have an option for Atom, which is also great, which could help you a nice text editor if you're working with the biggest projects or frameworks. And then you have brackets. This is also simple and nice text editor and totally free. And then we have WebStorm for JavaScript for front-end based projects, right? So we'll use Sublime text editor because it's lightweight and very simple. You just need to go to your machine and then open sublimetext.com and then download Sublime right here. Okay, and if you can still use, if you're on Mac, you can use some it's built-in text editor like text editor, right? And if you're on Windows you can use Notepad, but this is a cross-platform. You can use Sublime on any platform if you're on Windows, Mac, or Linux, right? Okay, Sublime installed with me, so let me just open it. There it is, which is already downloaded and installed. And you just need to go ahead and with very simple steps just download Sublime and install it, right? Now what next? If I just go to my desktop, right? If I just go to my desktop and then let me just create a new folder called first web page, and then if I just some kind of drag this folder into my text editor, or if I just go to Sublime and file section and open folder, right? And you can just go to view and view your sidebar, so you can see we have folders. And let me just delete them, we don't need them. Okay, now you can see we have folder first web page, and if I just right click on here and then create a new file, and let me just save it with any name, for example first web page.html. bear in your mind we just use dot and HTML right here, and then press enter to save it. And if you just write something like hello world, save it, and then if I just go to my folder and then double click on the first web page, there it is. You can see we just got some hello world. Okay, let me just write some HTML very basic structure. So what I have to do is we need to write doc type, which is HTML. With basically this tag tells the browser that we are using HTML, and then we'll start HTML. Let me just a little bit zoom it so you can see each and everything. And if I just go to, let me just hide this letter, and we need to open HTML. This is called opening tag, and we need to add slash and then HTML again. This is the closing tag for HTML. Basically we have something like just that tag. We need to open a tag and then we need to close a tag, so we can have pair and single tags, right? They will be discussed later. Okay, let me just increase the size, and if I just say head, and we need to close head at the top, and let me just give the title to my document. For example, this is my first web page, and then close it. And if I just open body right here, and then we need to close body right here, and let me just get rid of spaces. And here if I just say create a p tag, which stands for, which works for paragraph, which is paragraph in your HTML document, and then if I just say hello world and put some, if I just refresh, there you can see still we have same result, but this time we are using this HTML basic structure. Basically every web page in the universe and every website is using this structure, so we'll work inside this structure in our video. So body is our main area, this is our title. If we just go ahead and see inside the tab, you can see we have first web page. Alright, so that's how we can work with the very basics of HTML. In our next video we'll be cover a few topics on HTML.